Hey guys, credit cards can be difficult to understand. With different interest rates, benefits, points, and all that kind of thing, it can be overwhelming if you're just getting started. In this video, I'll be showing you 5 beginner-friendly credit cards currently available in the Australian market. These cards keep things simple with low fees, low rates, and reward schemes that are actually worthwhile. If you're a more advanced credit card user and want to maximize your rewards, I made a video earlier this year that may be a better fit. If you haven't already, please make sure to subscribe to my channel down below to see all my future content in the personal finance and investing space. Let's get into it. As a beginner in the credit card world, let's break down the basics of what a credit card is. A credit card is simply a pretty piece of plastic that allows you to quickly and easily access credit. Credit is another word for debt, and when you buy something using the card, it is something you must pay back at some point in the future. After spending with the card, you'll receive a statement from your card issuer with the balance or the amount you've spent and a due date for repayment. If you miss this date, you will start accruing interest at the rate set by the card issuer. Let me be clear, you should always try to pay off your balance in its entirety before this date. If you don't intend on doing this, you should either reconsider your spending or use a low interest card, which I'll be sharing in this video. On the statement, you'll also have a minimum repayment amount. By not making this minimum repayment, you'll often incur fees. Again, if you can, ignore this amount and pay down the entire debt balance, or as much as you can, to reduce your interest charged. There are 2 different companies involved with each card, the provider and the processor. Starting with the provider, these are the guys with their logos all over the credit cards. Think along the lines of CommBank, ANZ, Westpac, among many others. When you use a credit card, in most cases you'll be spending their money and creating a debt balance you'll need to repay. Some of the smaller providers use other larger banks to fund your purchases. Coleman, for example, uses National Australia Bank, which you'll find all the way down at the bottom of their offer page in the terms and conditions. Alongside the provider is the payment processor. These are the guys who, when you make a purchase, organize for the money to be moved from your credit card provider to the shop you're making the purchase from. Shops can decide which processors they want to accept, as they face different charges depending on the processor. That's why sometimes you'll pay extra for PayWave or credit cards because the processor is charging them on every transaction. These are the household names such as Visa, Mastercard, and American Express. American Express is a bit of an outlier here because it's both a provider and a processor, and often charge higher fees, which is why they're often not accepted by some of the smaller stores. So that gives you a quick overview of the credit card ecosystem. Now let's take a look at some of the best beginner cards available on the market. You should always do your own research, but hopefully this video gives you an idea of what's out there in the market. We are looking for low fees, simple rewards, and a low interest rate. The first card is the ANZ Low Rate Credit Card, which is offered by ANZ with Visa as its processor. This card has a relatively low annual fee of $58 and an interest rate of 12.49% on all purchases, which is among the lowest in ANZ's cards. They have 2 simple offers available to new cardholders. The first is useful for those of you who have existing credit card debt. You can bring the balance over to this card, paying just a 2% fee to do so, and benefit by paying no interest for 28 months on the balance you transfer. ANZ even won the Finder Award last year for having the best balance transfer card in the market. After the 28-month period, your interest rate shoots up to a rate of 21.24%. So make sure you wipe the debt within those 28 months. And finally, you'll pay no annual fee for your first year, saving $58. The second option you have with this card is a cash reward of up to $250 when you spend over $1,500 using the card within the first 3 months from the card approval. So these are great rewards that are simple to understand for beginners. With a minimum credit limit of $1,000, this card also allows you to put stop guards in place if you are often tempted to overspend, as you can keep your limit relatively low. If there's a few people needing access to the card, you can also get up to 3 additional cards at no extra cost. With ANZ as the card issuer, you also have access to Cash Rewards, which offers cashback on purchases from over 2,000 popular retailers, including Amazon, Booking.com, Apple, and Subway. You can also link the card to your phone through Apple, Google, Samsung, Fitbit, and Garmin Pay. And of course, have access to all of the usual ANZ anti-fraud protections. The downside of having this card, however, is that there are no perks or rewards as compared to some of the other cards, often more expensive ones, in the market. ANZ also doesn't offer complimentary insurances on purchases or travel using this card. So they keep things simple with a low interest rate, low annual fee, and some decent sign-up offers if you want cashback or a balance transfer. To find out more about this card, I'll include a link down below and in the video description. The second card we'll be looking at is the American Express low rate credit card. If you want to exclusively find a card that offers low fees and a low interest rate, this is the card for you. It has absolutely no annual fee and a very low interest rate of 10.99% on purchases, making it a great option for beginners looking to minimize costs. While American Express as a processor isn't as widely accepted as Visa or Mastercard, you can use the card at larger and national chains including supermarkets, department stores, and restaurants. With such low fees, the card comes with pretty much no frills or reward programs. You have simple purchase protection and refund cover in the case your purchases are faulty, and can issue up to 4 additional cards at no cost. American Express also offers periodic shopping discounts available through the AMEX app. You can also link your card to your phone using Apple, Google, and Samsung Pay. To be eligible for this card, you need to have a minimum income of $50,000 a year. To find out more, you can go to the American Express website. I'll include a link down below and in the video description. The third card is the St. George Vertigo card, with Visa as its processor. Although this card has a higher interest rate than some of the other cards we've looked at 13.99% per annum and a $55 annual fee, this card has a great sign-up offer. Like the ANZ low-rate card, you have 2 options here. The first is a 0% balance transfer for 32 months and a fee of just 1%. This is 4 months longer with a fee half as high as the ANZ card featured earlier. If the balance isn't fully repaid by the end of the 32-month interest-free period, the rate shoots up to 21.49%, slightly higher than the ANZ card. The second option, which caters to those without a balance to transfer, offers 10% cashback for 6 months at selected supermarkets and petrol stations, including Aldi, Coles, and Woolworths. This offer lasts for just the first 6 months of having the card, but by spending $4,000 on fuel and groceries at these stores, as many people would anyway, you can get a fairly hefty payback. You can also get a balance transfer at 6.99% for 12 months under that particular offer. You can also set the credit card limit pretty low on this card, as low as $500, meaning you can easily keep a cap on your access to credit if this is a concern for you. You can also add a second card holder at no cost, and the card can easily be linked to Apple, Google, and Samsung Pay. The downside of this card is that it doesn't offer a reward system or insurance and travel perks, so make sure that you take full advantage of the joining offer benefit. If, on the other hand, you don't care for the card offer and don't anticipate carrying an interest-bearing balance on this card, the St. George no annual fee card is also a good option to explore with no annual fee, though it does have a higher interest rate. To find out more about the Vertigo card, you can use the link down below or in the video description to head over to their website. Onto the fourth card, we have the Coles no annual fee Mastercard. This card has the highest interest rate of any of the cards we've looked at so far, at 19.99%. But if you pay off your balance in full each and every single month, you won't have to ever pay this anyway. The card has no annual fee, a low minimum limit of $1,000, and if you want to make a balance transfer, it has one of the best offers. This card has a balance transfer offer of 0% for 12 months, with no balance transfer fee. The other cards in this video charge a fee of between 1 and 2%. So if you have a balance you can fully repay within 12 months, this might be the better option to minimize fees. Alongside the balance transfer option, you also have the ability to earn points, which is rare among cards that don't charge an annual fee. For every dollar you spend, you'll get half a flybuys point. Now this isn't great, but for a card with no annual fee, this is just an added bonus. When you sign up for the card, they'll also hook you up with 30,000 flybuys points, which has a value of around $150. Not bad for a free card. So if you're looking for low fees, a reward system, or a short-term balance transfer with no interest, this is a great card to consider. Just make sure that you pay your balance off each and every single month, or by the end of the promotional balance transfer period, and you'll avoid the relatively high interest rate on this card. To find out more, you can go to the Coles website. I'll include a link down below and in the video description. And finally, we have the fifth card we'll be looking at in this video, the Westpac low rate credit card. For a $59 annual card fee, it has a similar proposition as the ANZ card that we started the video with. They have 2 similar offers as well. The first is the option of a $50 cashback each month should you spend over $1,000 a month for 5 months using the card. If you already bank with Westpac and you apply for the card, they'll also waive the annual card fee. The second offer is for a balance transfer, also for 28 months at 0%. Unlike ANZ, Westpac don't charge you a balance transfer fee, which could save you some money. If, however, you don't fully repay your balance transfer by the end of those 28 months, you'll have to pay 21.49% interest, the same as American Express. On purchases, you'll pay a rate of 13.74%. The card also has a minimum credit limit of $500, which is relatively low and requires cardholders to have a minimum income of $30,000 a year. You can also add one additional cardholder at no cost. Westpac also has seamless integration with Apple, Samsung, and Google Pay. If you want to find out more about Westpac credit cards, you can use the link down below or in the video description. There you have it, 5 of the best beginner-friendly credit cards currently available on the Australian market. From balance transfers to cashback offers and reward schemes, as well as basic low fee and interest rate cards, we've covered it all. If you like this video and want to see more just like it, please make sure to subscribe to my channel down below. I made a couple videos in the past looking at the top overall cards in the market and from American Express, so make sure you check those out too. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to catching you on the next one. Cheers.